Everybody, hello and welcome to the session on the unit CSM-05 Multimedia Web Authoring. Today we will be covering the outcome 1, which is design a web page using HTML code. This outcome has 3 sessions in all. The first one covers the HTML basics. The second one covers the common tags used in HTML, and the third one is on links and images. Now we begin with the basics of HTML. Now what HTML is all about? You must be very familiar with the Internet Explorer and Netscape Communicator kind of browsers which allow you to access a website. Now how a website is made, we shall how the web pages are made within a website, we shall be covering within this HTML. Now what HTML is all about? HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language, that is the basic language which is used for creating the web pages. Now, there are a number of editors right now, like authoring tools like Dreamweaver, etc., which can be used to create the web pages. But we shall cover the core basics of how what are the tags used in HTML which allow you to create a web page. Now, let's begin with the first session, the HTML basics. Now, as I told earlier, HTML is used to create the web pages. It is used to define and classify different parts of your web page according to their function. In other words, indicating which part is the title of the document, which part is a subheading, which part is the name of the author, and so on. That means HTML defines your web page, which part of the document displays the body of the document, which part is the title of the window, and so on. Let us now show how these are displayed on a web page using HTML. Now, what are the components of HTML? The HTML document is composed of the following components. One is tags, the other is attributes. Without a tag and attribute, an HTML document cannot be created. Now what the tags are, let us go into the details of this. Like before coming to this, understanding basic HTML tools. Now what is an HTML tool? An HTML tool can be anything which is used to create the web pages. Now an HTML editor is the program you use to create and save your HTML documents. And what are the other tools? A web browser is the program you use to view and test your HTML documents. That means you need both the things, an HTML editor as well as a web browser. An HTML editor is used to create the HTML documents, and how this document will be viewed on the with the web browser, so you need a web browser as well. Let us now come further. How do you open the document in the browser? Okay, the steps for this are shown. Like, follow the steps to open a document. Under the file menu at the very top left of the screen, select open, type in the HTML file name and then click OK. The browser will display the file on the screen. Let me just show you how this will be seen in the browser window. You open the browser window. This is how you open the browser window. After that, you click File, Open. Here you just type in the file name, just show the screen here. Now, you clicked at the file menu, click Open and type in the file name. Now this file name should be an HTML document, and then you click OK. After you type in the file name, you click OK. Anyway, there is no HTML document right now. I'll show you how to create further. So here you type in the file name, let's say abc.html, and click OK. Since this file is not available, it's not shown. Anyway, when you type in the file name over there, you get the web page on the within the browser. So this is how you open the browser when you open the file in the browser window. So under the file menu at the very top left of the screen, select open, type in the HTML file name and then click OK. The browser will display the file on the screen. How to look at the source code of an HTML document from the browser window? I'll show you once I create the files, I'll show you how to do these. Just now go to the steps right now. When you find a page you like, click on the view at the top of the screen. Now this screen you are talking about the browser window. Choose document source from the menu. Sometimes it only reads source. The HTML document will appear on the screen with the HTML source code. No. Now coming to the second session, the common tags. Just now we explained, simple basics about HTML. Now we'll come to the common tags used in HTML. Now what is an HTML document structure? An HTML document has two parts, the head and the body. The body is the larger part of the document that contains the main text of the HTML file that is seen on the screen. The head of the document contains the document's title and similar information, and the body contains most everything else. The body is the main part which has the document text, and the head is the part which contains the title. That means the title is a sub part of the head section. And let us now show how it looks like. Now the structure tags. The 5 structure tags are the doc type tag, the HTML tag, the head tag, the title tag and the body tag. The doc type tag defines what is the HTML version used while it is compiled, while the document is compiled. And the HTML tag defines that the document is an HTML document. The head tag has the basic information about the title and other information. The title tag displays the title of the document window. You must have seen in the browser window, like in Internet Explorer or Netscape Navigator, there is blue title bar at the top of the window, which is called the title window, and whatever you enter within the title tag appears on the blue title bar at the top of the browser window. And the body tag contains everything else. Everything else means it's the main part of the HTML document, which has the complete text that has to be displayed on the browser window. Okay. Now coming to each of these further, what is a tag format? Let me just show you what is the basic structure. Coming to the screen, I'll use Notepad here to show how the HTML document is written. Okay. Coming to how to create an HTML document. Now coming to the basics, we begin with, this is how first we define the HTML tag. Within this we have the head tag. Part of this is the title tag. Okay, let's now look at this. Now look at this over here. We begin with the HTML tag. After that we have the head tag, followed by the head tag and followed by the title tag. Is it visible on the screen? Followed by the title tag. Now within the title tag we display the title what has to be written. Okay, now here right now I have written shows the title. I have closed the title tag with the slash sign. Now you see, once you begin a tag, you have to close it. But there are a few others which need not be closed. I'll explain the basics of those also later. Anyway, we have the title tag over here. The title is written within the title tag and I have closed the title tag. After that, the head tag is also closed with a slash sign. Then begins the body tag. Before the start of the body tag, the head tag has to be closed. Then the main text, whatever is to be written, appears within the body tag. The body tag should be closed then with a slash sign, and then similar with the HTML tag. Fine. So you find, now look here, this HTML begins over here. The HTML tag is the first tag which begins, and it should be slash HTML should be the last tag at the end of the document. Just show the screen please. The head tag should be after that. Within the head you must have the title tag, and again the title tag should be closed within the head tag, and the body tag follows after that. Now let us now save this file. Show the screen please. We do file, save as. Now how do we save? I want to save on the desktop. Okay, I can select the folder wherever I want to save. I click ABC, or I say abc.html. Now since if I do not give the .html extension over here, it will save as a text document. So I must give the .html extension over here and then say save. Okay. Now this abc.html file is now saved on the desktop. How do I view it now? Now look on the screen. I open the file now which I have created just now. Now this was what I had written. Main text appears here. Where did I write this? I had written this within the body tags, and the title tag, within the title tag I had written shows the title. So it is displayed over here. Alright. Next. So next we come to tag format. Now what is a tag format? All tag formats are the same. They begin with a less than sign and end with a greater than sign. I think this should be clear. Just now I had shown you how you began the HTML tag and ended with the slash sign. Fine. So all tag formats begin with a less than sign and end with a greater than sign. And this is how a tag is used. Now again, a tag has a starting tag and an ending tag. Okay, so you had HTML tag, you ended up with slash HTML. You had head tag, you ended the head tag with the slash head tag. That means that is a start tag and a closing tag. Fine. Now next is the example code of structured tags. This is what I had shown you just now. Look at the screen here. Just now I created the same file in the notepad and saved as HTML. Fine. So again I'll just repeat this. We begin with the HTML tag. We begin with the HTML tag. After that we have HTML tag is the first tag, because if you do not write the HTML tag, this will not be identified as an HTML document. You have the head tag after that. Within the head you have the title tag. Whatever the title you want to display in the browser window, you write here, and you close the title tag with a slash sign. Again you close the head tag. Now you close the head tag after the title tag. This is called the proper nesting of tags. Look here, the head tag you begin here, you ended here. Within that you wrote the title tags. Okay, if you let's say you put head tag over here in place of title tag and this thing, that will be a wrong nesting. Okay, you close you then close the head tag. After you close the head tag, you begin with the body tag, and whatever you want to write within the browser window will appear within the body tags. Fine. And then you close the body tag as well, and the HTML tag, you close the HTML tag too once you have created the HTML document. I hope this is clear. Then you have paired tag and a non-paired tag. What is a paired tag? Paired tag means a tag begins and ends. Like I had just now shown you, the HTML tag begins with the HTML sign, HTML closing and starting brackets, and ends with the slash HTML. If you do not write slash HTML at the end of the HTML document, that means it will not be saved properly and you won't be able to see the text on the browser window. So a tag has to be closed once it is once it is used. Okay. Now such tags are called paired tags, and a few tags are like break tags, horizontal rule tags, etc., which I'll explain later just now, which are unpaired tags. That means once you use a tag, you need not close the tag. Okay. Now coming to the few paired tags, the HTML document body structure tags like HTML, body, title, head, etc. are all paired tags. That means if you use a starting tag, you have to close the tag as well. List tags. List tags are OL and UL tags, which are used to create the list items. Heading tags like H1, H2, H6, etc., which are used to create the headings. Formatting tags like bold, italic, and underline. All these are paired tags. That means if you don't close these tags, that means that will be an incomplete thing. A few unpaired tags are like HR. HR is used to create the horizontal rule, that is to break sections of text. Okay. BR is a break tag which is used to create a new sentence, and P is used to create a new paragraph. Now coming to the next, formatting tags. Formatting tags like bold, italic, and underline are used to format the text within the HTML document. And how do you use them? Let us see on the screen. We have the HTML tag, head tag, title, head closed, body begins. Now here you have written something, be bold. Okay. Now you have written this thing. After this, within this you have written B and closed with the slash B. That means this much of text will be bold. This is italic. Within this text you have put italic tags I and slash I. Underline text. Within this text you have the U and slash U tags. Now let us look at how this looks in the browser window. Let us copy the same text here. I am saving it as format.html. I say save. I have copied the same text. Now I will look in the browser window. Now B bold is bold because within this text I had put the bold tag. This is italic. Within this text I had put italic tags. The underlined text, within this text I had put the U tags, that is the underlined tags. Okay, so this is how it looks within the browser window, and I had used example of formatting tags within the title tag, so this appears on the title bar of the browser window. Fine. Coming over to the now proper nesting of tags. Nesting, I had just explained that you have to nest the tags properly, otherwise it won't be saved properly. Fine. So the browser will not display the text in a complete form if you don't do proper nesting of the tags. Now bold, italic, underline. Now B is the first tag you are using over here, so that should be the last tag, that should be the last closing tag. Okay, I is the second tag you are using here, so that should be the second last closing tag. U is the third third tag you are using here, that should be the third last from the right side. Okay. Okay, in terms of format, the example above is incorrect. Why? Because you are using B here, B-I-U, the text you have written over here, and after that you are closing with a U sign but using B and I here. I think it's clear on the screen. The end tags are out of order in relation to the start tags. Fine. So it is not a proper nesting. What is the rule to be followed? Always set the beginning and end tags at the same time, always placing them on the farthest end of the item being affected. Here again is the example above in the correct form. So as shown, I hope it is clear. Fine. Coming over to the next, the paragraph tag. Now you must be using the paragraphs in word processor. Now what is a paragraph? A paragraph is something which when you type in a word, what happens? You keep on typing and the word wraps to the next line. Okay, and unless you press an enter key, what happens? A new paragraph is not created. So what happens with the P tag? The same kind of paragraph is created in the browser window. When you have something within the P tag, what happens? You do not have the same single paragraph unless you close the P tag. Okay. How does this appear? Now, as shown on the screen, here we have the HTML head, title, head, body. Now within the body we have written P tag. Whatever is to be created as a single paragraph I have written over here, and after that I have closed with a /p sign. Now this /p is optional. This /p is optional because this is an unpaired tag. Even if I don't write a /p over here, this will be considered as a single paragraph. Okay, I close the body tag and I close the HTML tag over here. Let us see how this appears in the browser window. I save this document as para.html. Fine. This is how I save an HTML document. Now here on the desktop, now I have the para.html file created. Now look at this. This is a single paragraph from Windows 95 to features. Okay, because I had used a single P tag over here. Let us now change a bit of it. Now P tag began here. Okay, let us now use Let us now see the difference. What have I done? I've created two paragraphs over here. Fine. I've used the P tag over here, closed with the /P sign, /P tag. I began a new paragraph with the P tag over here and closed it with the /P. So here we have two paragraphs. Notice the difference now. Fine. So by using a P tag, you have a single paragraph. The number of P tags you use within the body tag, those many number of paragraphs you can create. Okay. Coming over. Now, what is a heading tag? Like you have headings in Word, you have heading 1, heading 2, heading 3 and so on. In HTML also, we have the heading tags from H1 to H6. Now, within each of the headings, we have a specified format, like the kind of font which is used, the font size that is used and so on. So, we have in HTML heading tags ranging from H1 to H6. H1 is the highest and H6 is the lowest. Now, again, H1, H2, H3, all these heading tags are paired tags. That means we have to close the heading tags. Like the paragraph tags, these are not unpaired. Okay, coming over to the heading tags, the example of heading tags as shown on the screen here. Again, similar HTML head, title, head, body. Now here, just now we wrote a paragraph. After that, before that, let us begin within H1. H1 is the heading 1, H2 is heading 2, H3 heading 3 and so on like H6. Okay. Now, let us begin with H1. What's new in Windows 95? That means we want this to appear as heading 1. I close this with the /H1 sign, H1. Okay. Now, I've saved it as heading.html. You notice the difference? Because this text I've written in /H1 within the /H1 tags. So, you find that this part is appearing as heading 1. Okay. And the rest of the text appears as it is. Okay, coming over to the HR and BR tags. Now, these are unpaired tags. Now, HR and BR, don't get confused between both of these because HR creates a horizontal rule between sections of text and BR creates a break within a sentence. That means when you want to create a new sentence. The difference between P and BR is P is used to create a new paragraph, while BR is used to create a new sentence. Okay. Now, how do we use it? Okay. Let's copy this. Okay, here on the screen we have the HTML head, title, now the title I have written horizontal rule and line breaks. Okay, within the body I have used H1. This text is without line breaks. Okay, let us also use the HR tag. Okay, the HR tag is over here. The address is F75 Horse New Delhi HR. So here I have the H1 tag. Here I have the HR tag. Again I use the H2 tag. H2 is a heading 2 tag. Within this I have used the BR tag. Now this text is the same as the below one, except that I have used the BR tag in between here. Okay. Now I use file, save as, break.html. I give a file name .html. So how do I see it on the screen? You notice the difference? This text is without line breaks. I had used within the heading H1 tags. Okay. So this is bigger in size as compared to the text which appears over here, because this text I had used within the H2 tags, that is heading 2. So you notice the difference between H1 and H2. Fine. Similarly, you can use all H1 to H6 tags to see the difference. Here I had used the HR tag. So HR creates a horizontal rule. Now here after this, the address is, I had used break tags, BR tag over here, BR tag over here. So I have 2 line breaks over here. Fine. So this is how break tag and horizontal rule tags are used. Now what is a tag attribute? An attribute is a keyword separated by a space within the angle brackets, like HR. HR is a horizontal rule tag. No shade is an attribute added to it which calls for an unshaded horizontal rule. The attributes always appear with the start tags and affect the tag's behavior. Attribute cannot be used with the closing tag. It has to be used with the start tag. Some attributes require a value preceded by an equal sign, such as HR. HR is the horizontal rule tag, and width is an attribute added to it equal to 300, which calls for a horizontal rule that is 300 pixels wide. Okay. In both the examples above, no shade and width are the attributes of the HR tag. That means attribute is a keyword which is used to add value to enhance the value to a tag. That means if you want to enhance something, you want to add something more to a tag, you can use an attribute. And an attribute has always to be used with the starting tag and not with the closing tag. Now coming over to the align attribute. Now look here, as this HTML source seen here. Now look here, we have the body, within the body we have H1 align equal to left, this is left align, H1 align is equal to center, center align, H1 align is equal to right, right align. Let us notice the difference over here. I use the BR tags also in between, otherwise all this will appear in a single line. I give a name align.html. Left align, center align, right align. I had used heading 1, but in each of these I had used a different align attribute. So align equal to left, align equal to center, align equal to right. Fine. Coming over to the next part, specifying font and font sizes. Now, within the text when you can use the font tag to specify different font types and sizes and colors. Now, the font tag is the main tag that is used to define a font type, and you have a number of other attributes like size, color, etc., which are used to define different values. Now, we begin with the font tag. It sets font characteristics for the text. Size equal to some number specifies relative font sizes on a scale of 1 through 7. Okay, we can give the size 1 through 7, and 3 is a default size normally. If you don't give any size attribute, it will take the size equal to 3. So size equal to 3 is the default size. Color equal to RRGGBB format, that means a combination of red, green and blue. The codes are available, and you can use the codes for defining the colors, or you can just define a color name. Specifies font color in RRGGBB numbers or with color names. This color applies only to the text surrounded by the font tags. Fine. That means only that text will be affected which is surrounded by the font tags. Face equal to specifies typefaces as a list of possible typefaces in order of preference separated by commas. For example, technical, Times New Roman, Arial, Courier, etc. So you can specify a number of faces. Depending on which one is available, it will pick up those and leave the rest of them. Font tag with attributes. Now, okay, here is an example of the font tag used with attributes. Now look here, I'll show this. Now look here, font face is equal to Arial, size equal to, I have used 6, it must be enclosed within the commas, apostrophes. Color equal to red. So within this I have used the font tag here within the whole paragraph here. Fine. Now let us see how it looks. I save it as font.html. I had used Arial, size equal to 6 and color equal to red. So I have here in this format. Because the size is changed to 6, color is changed to red, and font face was Arial. So this is how it looks on the screen. So you notice how, so you used font, face, size, color attributes. Now the color equal to red I have used. You could also use the some numbers like whatever is the hexadecimal code number of the of that particular color. Okay. Setting background colors. Now the colors you can use. You can choose colors to change the text or a specific word. Just now you use the font tag to change the whole of the text color. Let's say you want to change a specific color of a specific word. How do you change it? So in that case, what do? You just surround that particular word which has to be changed. You just surround that particular word with the font commands. Okay, how do you do? Setting text colors I just now showed you. In order to change specific text color, use the color attribute within the specific text. Now here it is. Now look here, font color equal to blue. I I have changed this to blue color for this much portion. Okay, font color equal to blue till here. Now within this, if I want to change the color of the classroom over here, classroom is a single word within the same paragraph. The whole of the paragraph has the color equal to blue, but the classroom text within the same paragraph has to be changed to a different color, let's say to red. So what do? I surround this classroom word with the font tags using a different color attribute. Fine. So I'm using color equal to red and surround this within the classroom word. So how does it look like? You see the difference? So within the whole of the paragraph, what I did, I used the font color equal to blue, and within the classroom text, which has to be given a red color, I use font color equal to red. Fine. Specifying background color. This just now I had shown how do you change the text color and how do you change the color of a specific word. Let us now change the color of the background of the browser window. How do we do it? We use the BG color attribute. Now the BG color attribute is an attribute of the body tag. While the difference between the other one was like the color and the font, the color attribute was an attribute of the font tag, while here if you want to change the background color of the browser window, it is we'll use the BG color attribute, which is an attribute of which tag? Body tag. So here we define in this manner. Body BG color equal to blue, text is equal to white. Now the paragraph, within the paragraph I have written this has a blue background. So we save as BG color.html. Let us give this name. You notice the difference? So I had used the BG color attribute, which is an attribute of the body tag. I had defined BG color equal to blue and the text color equal to white. So body, now text here is an attribute of the body tag. I have defined body, text is equal to white and BG color equal to blue. Fine. Again I'll show you the same this thing. Body BG color equal to blue, that means it will give a blue background, and text equal to white. Text equal to white. Now look here, text is an attribute of which tag? Body tag. So what am I doing? I'm changing the whole text within the browser window, changing it to a different color, and the background color of the browser window I'm changing to a different color. So I'm using two attributes of the same tag, body tag, BG color and text, giving it different values. Fine. Now organizing the text with lists. Lists, when you you have two kinds of lists, ordered lists and unordered list. That means a numbered list and unnumbered and bulleted list. Unnumbered list is also called bulleted list. Fine. Now how do you create? You create an unnumbered list with the UL tag. You begin with a UL tag and with a /UL tag. Within that UL and /UL tags, you use the LI tag. LI tags are used to define the list items. Now UL is a paired tag while li are the unpaired tags which are used within the UL tags. Now how do we use it? As shown on the screen, we have HTML, head, title, head, body. Now within this we have paragraph tag. I have used a p tag over here. There are 3 attributes to the font tag. These are, now I want to define them in a bulleted form. So I begin with a UL tag. Fine. Within the UL tag, I define the list items with the li tag. Okay. So I use the li tag, color, li, size, the number of list items you want to use, those many number of li tags you will have to use. Fine. So you have li, size, li, face, /ul and /body. Fine. So if you look at this, I'll show you them on the in the notepad how. Okay, here we have, we began with the body tag. Within that we have written something with a paragraph. There are 3 attributes to the font tag. These are, now what are the, whatever is written over here, this will be considered as a single paragraph. Now we want to list the items in an unnumbered form. So we begin with the UL tag. Within the UL tag we define the list items with the li tag. So we have li, color, li, size, li, face. So how it appears, and we close the UL tag. Now I have saved it as in unnumbered.html. So you see how it appears. This portion I had written within the p tag, because I want to use a bulleted list over here. So I use the UL tag before this, and all these list items I have given within the li tags, and then after that I had closed the UL tag. You notice also that li tags, I did not use a closing tag for the li tag. So li tags are the unpaired tags, while the UL and OL are the paired tags. Okay. Moving on, similarly you can create the ordered list. What is the difference? Like you use OL instead of UL to create the ordered list. Fine. So you begin with 1, 2, 3. You just changed UL to OL and use the same li in between, and you find that you have the ordered list in the form of 1, 2, 3. Fine. Now creating ordered list, I just not showed you. We begin with the session 3 now, linking documents, links and images. Okay. Now how do you link 2 different documents? You can link the documents within the same folder, or to some different folder, or to some file on the web. When you want to link a particular web document to the same folder, you need not give the whole path, you just give the file name. Okay, you give the file name of the file you want to link to. If you want to give link to some different folder, you give the relative path. And if you want to give a link to a file on the web, that is on the internet, you just give the whole path, whole file name, that followed by http://www and so on. Fine. I'll show you how do you do this. Okay. Again, you can link the text as well as an image. That means you can create a text which can be called a hypertext to some other file. That means when you click at that, when you bring that mouse pointer over that particular text, that the mouse will change to a hand shape and that will point to some other file. That means when you click it, you'll move to some other web document. Okay. How do you do this? Here is a code used for linking documents, HTML head, title and so on. Now look here. Within this, I have used the H2 tag. Here is the text showing hypertext link. I have closed the H2 tag. That means this portion will be displayed as heading 2. A href equal to whatever is the file name, link to Hindustan Times website /e. I'll show you. I'll explain the whole this thing. How do you create a link? For creating a link, you need the anchor tag. This is A tag over here. The A tag here is the anchor tag. Fine. When you use the A tag, that means you are creating a link. A tag is closed over here with the /A sign. Okay. Href is an attribute to the A tag which is used to define the href stands for hypertext reference. That means it will contain the file name which has to be linked to. Fine. So href equal to file name you will give here. Now since I am linking to a document on the internet, on the web, I am giving the complete file name. Okay. http www website address. Okay. I close this. After I define the file name, I close this with the closing sign. After that, I just write something. This is called link text. Whatever I write between the /A and /A is the link text. This is the link text over here. I've written, I can write anything. Click here to link to Hindustan Times website. I can write anything. Okay. So I've written right now, we have written link to Hindustan Times website and I've closed the /A. So this text will appear as hypertext on the browser window, and when you click at this text, we'll go to Hindustan Times website, which is the URL specified within the href. Fine. Now let's see how this appears. I am saving it as link.html. So this is how it will appear in the browser window. Now this portion we had given within the H2 tags. So this is heading 2. Okay. And this, now look here. I have brought my mouse pointer over this text, and if you notice at the status bar here below, look here, once I bring my mouse pointer over here, it is showing the address of the Hindustan Times website. Fine. So if I click here and if I am online, I'll go to the Hindustan Times website. Fine. Okay. So this text I had enclosed within the anchor tags. Now link to Hindustan Times website, I had enclosed this particular text within the anchor tags. So this text is a hypertext within the browser window and it is pointing to the same URL I had specified within the href attribute. Fine. Now next coming to including graphics. Now graphics on the web are of two types, which are supported on the web are of two types, GIF and JPEG. GIF stands for graphic interchange format and JPEG stands for Joint Experts Photographic Group. Now the GIF and JPEG files are normally used for your photographs, and GIF format is used otherwise. Normally GIF is smaller in size and JPEG has a higher compression power. Now, how do you include a graphic? Use the image tag to include a graphic and use the src attribute with the image tag to define the file name. Now, this file name again, image file name should be in GIF or JPEG. Fine. Here is the format for placing an image. img tag followed by src form attribute equal to image file name dot gif. Image formats are GIF and JPEG. Okay, we have other image tags and attributes like alt, src, height, width, border, etc. Now, how do we define these? Alt is used for an alternate text. That means if you use alt equal to attribute within the image tag, what happens? When you bring the mouse pointer over the image, it will show some text whatever is written within the alt tags. src points to an image file URL to include. Height equal to specifies the final height of an image in pixels. Width specifies the final width of an image in pixels, and border specifies the width of the border around the image in pixels. Normally, the border of an image is 0, and if you want to specify a different border, you can use border equal to some other values. We end up this session now, and if there are some questions related to this, we can cover in the next session. Thank you.